Good evening, everyone. Slightly different angle. And no glasses! Ah! Yeah, no real explanation for that. I mean, they're right there, I could put them on. It's nice for you guys to see kind of like the real me, if you know what I mean. Not even sure I do. So today I had no clue what to talk about again. So I took to Twitter and Facebook, and I finally got a response that I felt was worthy of talking about. Thanks to Mr. Busy, as I've mentioned many times in my vlog to VidCon videos, he came up with this suggestion. I'll just pull up my Twitter now. Your future plans and future goals. I wish to feel inspired by Mr. Deej. Not really sure that's going to happen. I mean, as a kid, when I was about 4 or 5 years old, I distinctly remember actually saying to my mum that I wanted to be a bin man. Greatest job in the world, right? And then that soon passed, and then, for the rest of my childhood life, I wanted to be a football player. That seemed to be the life, I was super into football. I wasn't half bad at it, I wasn't any good, but I enjoyed it. That was the main thing. That is still my biggest regret, though. I used to play for a football team, but I only did it for 2 years, and I remember getting a phone call because we were moving on to a kind of like a bigger league where things were kind of taken a bit more seriously. And for some reason I said, no, I don't want to carry on. To this day, that's my biggest regret in life. It really is. Because I'm sure if I carried on, I wouldn't be as large as I am right now. And yeah, it would have just been a good thing to carry on doing. But at the same time, because I'm not doing that, it's kind of made me into the person I am now. With all the things that I like. For example, if I carried on playing football, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be into YouTube or be a nerd fighter or anything like that at all. If anything, I'd probably be a chav, which, as you Brits will know, worst thing in the world. Anyway, so now that my ideals and goals have changed somewhat in my newly found adult life, I use that term kind of loosely. Well, I guess one of my goals, which I've had since I was about 16, was that and this is still present day. One of my biggest goals in life for me is for I want to travel to each American state, and this would be like right at the beginning of a new year. So like the 1st of January, I would fly out, and it's my dream to spend 1 week in each state. So all 50 states, to spend 1 week there, and then once I've visited all 50 states, I can come back home and spend the last 2 weeks of the year for Christmas and New Year's with the family. I just think it would be a really cool thing to do because each state is completely different. Weather-wise, people, like just general culture, it would be fascinating to do. And plus, seeing as I have quite a few contacts in America now because of YouTube and, other internety stuff, I have contacts, so I would probably have places to stay, people to meet. Yeah, I have to do it, I still do. Moving on to dream jobs, right now it is YouTube. While giving up playing for my football team is my biggest regret in life, my biggest goal or thing that I drive to the most now, since I've started doing it, is to be a full-time YouTuber. I essentially live the life of a full-time YouTuber anyway, it's just I have an extra job to bring in, actual money. Spend all day at home, I go out with friends, I film videos with friends, I go to gatherings. Yeah, it's the dream life, is it not? Probably not, to be honest, but, it's my dream life, and that's what matters. Oh, quick side note, don't get used to the return of the Bieber, it's disappearing on Wednesday. The Bieber being a combination of Deej and Bieber, yeah, duh. I guess along with my, my YouTube goal, kind of an added sidetrack to that would be, like at least to expand on the YouTube stuff, kind of like TV work. Whether that would be like my own sketch comedy show, because that's still something I'd really like to do for YouTube. It's just, coming up with good ideas that I know my audience would like. And I guess presenting as well, that's always kind of interested me. And also quite recently, slightly different to everything, photography. And I know that newly found ambition will be really discovered once I finally get a DSLR camera, whenever that is. Product placement. But not really. Yeah, I think that's everything that I have to say on this topic, so thank you, Mr. Busy. But to get the discussion going, leave your comments down below. What do you want to do in life? In terms of jobs, or got like life goals, ambitions, all that stuff. That can also include bucket lists, which I might actually do a video on near the end of Vlog to VidCon, because there's certainly going to be things that I want to do when I'm in America on the road trip, so I'll be sure to bring that up when I'm vlogging on the road trip. So please leave all your comments or video responses down below. You can find all my information on the internet in the doobly-doo. That kind of sounded creepy, I don't know why. And I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to be so embarrassed when I see that. Okay, See you tomorrow.